Welcome, everybody, to the return of the Professionally Profane. That's right, the return. Better than any return you could ever think of. Return of the Jedi. Return of Derrick Rose. I mean, sorry, that's maybe a little bit too far in the in this year. We retired his jersey. My bad, D Rose. But welcome, everybody, to the return of Professionally Profane. It's been a while since I've been able to come to you guys with any content. I think I did some random stuff at the end of the Bears season, but this is the first real episode. And bringing this show back, I couldn't do it with anybody else other than the man I'm with right now, Jacob Infante. Jake, how you doing tonight, bro?
I'm just doing sublime. I'm happy to be back.
Why?
It's been a minute. Yeah, why not? So
Hell yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
what's up.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to be back. Always good chatting with you. So, life's good. Life's good.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, life must be good. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, Jake he's the lead NFL draft analyst at Windy City Gridiron, and he also was working at PFSN, but he just got a promotion to being the director of media partnerships. So congratulations, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It's the first full week kicking up, but we've been prepping for it the last few, weeks in the last month or so. So uh, you know, it's it's a great group of guys. It's a great group of guys and gals to work with. I love the role, so I'm just stoked. Honestly, it's pretty exciting to think about.
Hell yeah. Hey, actually, to not to throw off our conversation, I just
Yeah.
realized I forgot that I haven't had the stupid profane thing check mark. I didn't have it, verified. I took it away because I wasn't making episodes. It's about to go on my personal, just
Oh,
letting you
sweet.
know.
Okay. Yeah,
My
no, that's all
bad.
good. No, you're good. Yeah, because I
It's
was
amateur hour here. My bad.
no, because I had it pulled up. I had the pod the page on my phone, and I was like looking
Uh
back down every second to be like, oh shit, so I can repost it for you guys. But
I
uh
appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. Come on, Elon. I'm not gonna complain though. I mean, honestly, I like the verification on X. I feel like I don't know. I like to reply boosts. I want
yeah,
my shit seen. I want it
of
seen.
course.
I need it seen. But all right, man. So where there's no shortage of stuff to talk about. I mean, since we last got on, I think, man, we probably talked before. It was before last season. We talked right after or right before the draft. We did that live first round mock, right?
Yeah,
Nick.
yeah, with Nick Whalen, yeah.
Yes, yes. That was actually, we were a little bit prophetic. Or I guess he was. I remember he kind of called out to Colson Loveland. He liked him in that video. I only know this because he has repeatedly used that clip to, show people that he was on point early, early and often. But yeah, man, that was a ton of fun. And so what a season though, man, for the Bears. Like, what a season! Like, I guess overall, I'd like to know what you thought of the season, like what you take away from it, and what surprised you the most. I mean, just in general.
Yeah, I mean, like, I come away from it definitely pleased with how it turned out. Like, I expected them to be better, no doubt, from 24 to 25. I wasn't expecting they'd make as big of a jump as they did right out of the gate. I was pleasantly surprised. I had them I was pretty consistent, like 9-8, I thought was how they do. Uh, and then like, maybe they could hit 10-7, but for them to go to 11-6 to win the division and everything and to win a playoff game. I mean, that was,
Yeah,
there's a lot to like there. So my thinking
absolutely.
is like it's just the beginning. And it's got me really excited for the future. It makes me think that they're a little bit ahead of the curve, you know, to the point
Yeah,
where not a ton of people expected they'd be at this point so quickly. And yeah, I mean, people point to the turnovers playing a big deal. It's like, yeah, that's true that, that's tough to sustain year over year. But I also think that this is year one of Ben Johnson's vision, year one in the system, and it's still a young quarterback at the helm. So I feel like this team is
yeah,
only going to get better as, their skill positions only continue to get better. They have a talented offensive line in place. We'll see what they do in free agency in the draft. I get the sense the defense is going to look a lot different, which is a good thing. So it's pretty exciting, honestly. It's exciting times to be a Bears fan, which is weird to
Rare.
say. It's weird because we're always like trying to drum up excitement and intrigue. Be like, oh shit, the draft's a lot of fun, or free agency is going to be a lot of fun. But to actually have like sustainable regular season success to work off of, I mean, that's a totally different ball game. So it's pretty sweet.
It really is, man. I mean, I'm 35. I know I don't look it, but I'm 35. I'm getting old. I'm getting old, and so it's been a lot of years of losing, a lot of years of bullshit, a lot of stuff. And so this is the first time in my life where I feel like I don't want to say that because Lovey, we were set up for a while, but you never had the guy. Jay Cutler came right at the end of that, and by then, like Urlacher was washed. He was more concerned with the fans booing than he was with stopping the other teams.
Yeah.
Uh, that's maybe a little mean to Urlacher,
Well,
but I never liked that he was always pissed off about the fans booing. If you don't want the fans to boo, bro, do better. But that's really where I stand on that. But yeah, we were old. We never had that team. It really feels like this team, we're like a defensive line away from beating the shit out of people. So I don't know. If Ryan Poles can repeat what he did last year with the offensive line, do that with the defensive line, it could be scary. Did you get to see that podcast with Caleb Williams and Max Crosby?
I did, yeah. So I finally got around to it, and it's exciting to see them, interacting well. I always have maybe it's a little bit of a pipe dream that they actually trade for Max Crosby, but it's good for my narrative, honestly, just to see them, interacting and like chumming it up and everything. And I feel like they align on a lot of different like values as players and stuff like that. So uh, like they're both competitors. They both really want to win. And they get along just fine. Crosby, there's a good chance he ends up getting traded this offseason. It's just a matter of
Yeah.
where exactly he'd go. And I mean, and I think that's the right move for the Raiders, honestly, because their team is so far away from
Yeah.
competing. Like Mendoza's going to be nice. Brock Bowers is really talented. Ashton Genty's really talented, but that O-line needs work. That whole defense needs revamping. By the time that they're ready to compete, Crosby's probably going to be like 32 or something like that.
Yeah.
And, he's not going to really match their timeline all that well. Like this is the most they're probably going to be able to get for him. It makes sense for them to, sell high. And it makes
It
sense for
does.
the Bears to buy high because they're, winning now. They're in, very much in a situation where they have a very clear need along that defensive line for some pass rush. Crosby's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. So to be able to go for that, I think just makes all the sense in the world. And watching the podcast confirmed my priors where it's like, I'm pretty stoked about the thought of, the Bears. I don't know if it's going to happen, but if they do trade for Crosby, I'm going to be pretty excited about it.
Man, so yeah, what would you give up for him then? Like, what's your ideal cost?
So I'd be willing to go a first rounder this year and a second rounder next year. I'd be willing
Okay.
to do that. Uh, or 2 seconds in DJ Moore.
Okay.
I recognize, the Raiders are very likely going to start the bidding at, hey, we want to get 2 first round picks. I don't know if
Yeah.
they get that given the fact that I don't know. I compare it to like Micah Parsons or Khalil Mack, those trades, like both of those were like at the end of their rookie deals. Crosby's in the middle of his second. So he's a couple of years older than both those guys. I think
Yeah.
naturally that's going to cut down a little bit of the price that the Raiders are realistically going to have to accept. So
True.
but I mean, he's still an incredible player. I think you're not getting him without parting with a first, unless you include, multiple second round picks and a great player. But I don't know. Uh, I think a first and a second would make all the sense in the world. For the Bears specifically, because I think, you have a second rounder and a third rounder still in this draft. You can draft a defensive tackle. You could probably still go linebacker, safety, offensive tackle, a lot of different directions. You still have draft capital to work with to find a potential starter.
Yeah.
Uh, but you use that first round pick on a sure thing in Max Crosby, and then the second rounder next year is probably going to be pretty late. Just
It's gonna be last.
realistically, yeah, I'd love that. Have that second round pick be number 64. I'd love that shit. But yeah, I mean, I think that that probably makes sense. And then you still have a first rounder in 27. Still some draft capital to work with because you have a couple of expiring contracts, not this offseason, but the next one. So
Yeah.
probably a handful of guys that you're going to need to replace in the starting lineup.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I always like to also ask guys like, you're such a heavy draft guy. You're big on the draft. You're always scouting all the guys, and so I don't know. Actually, this is kind of a good question to ask you. Do you feel like being as a draft analyst? Do you feel like you value the draft picks more than maybe an average fan does? Like when you're talking about your prices and everything like that.
I mean, potentially. Like, I think that, I mean, naturally, because I'm such a big fan of the draft and because, like, especially if I know the prospects enough, I feel confident saying, like, oh, they can get a really good prospect here in the second round or something like that.
That's
Where,
modesty, man. You know all the prospects, dude. You're like, I had your draft guide last year. By the way, subscribe to Jacob's Patreon, dude. It low key got me through some podcasts. I was like, I don't have all the information on these, like, deep into the draft. You had great scouting reports on everybody. So I'm not letting you get away with that modesty, man.
no, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
But,
I didn't sound stupid because of you.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, but yeah, like, I mean, knowing the prospects, I think maybe gives me a little bit more of like a tie to those specific selections. Uh, so I think that yeah, that definitely can be the case where I value draft capital a little bit more. That said, I mean, I also know that it's you know, the draft isn't a crapshoot. I don't think that that's the best way to put it, but I
Right.
mean, there's still a chance that the picks aren't going to pan out. There's no
Course.
guarantee that, oh, first round pick's going to be this, the second round pick's going to be that. There's a lot of variance in what, different selections could be. So,
Yes.
I think that if you have the opportunity to get like a true impact player like Max Crosby, the chances that you're going to get that with a late first round pick, not very high.
Right.
And, yeah, you're taking on the additional cost of, his salary being a veteran as opposed to taking on a rookie salary and then drafting someone in hopes that he'll become that. But that's the name of the game. You pay for proven production. So if it comes down to it, I'd be willing to pay, a first and more for Crosby.
Okay. Yeah, I love that, man. It was hard. I know, I was a fan of him as a player. Obviously, watching the Bears Raiders last year, he was the only reason I feel like we weren't just whipping their ass all game. He was, especially in the first half, he was lighting us up a little bit, and it was fun to listen to them talk about it, and just kind of also Max like talking about like how he doesn't give credit to guys, like how he kind of basically singled Caleb out as like being special to him. Like it was cool, man. Like this is
Yeah.
Chicago Bears quarterback, and this defensive player says he won't tell anyone that they're good because he's coming for him and shit. He's like, or that he won't like, kind of give someone like a nod of respect, like in a game. But he said he did it with Caleb. I'm like, man, that's pinch me. I must be dreaming because we're talking about a Chicago Bears quarterback. Like,
Yeah.
still not used to it. Don't know if I ever will be, but it's awesome. And not just that, man. Like the way they talked about the organization. They talked throughout the interview about a few different things that go into like building a football team, including how you support a player. And while they did kind of like Caleb kind of referenced like how basically Eberflus sucked, like because he was like talking about how oh yeah, Ben Johnson clearly has confidence in himself and stuff like that. It's just like I could read between the lines, Caleb. No one, I get it. Eberflus was a dweeb. We all know, but
Yeah.
that guy, But without him, we don't get Ben Johnson, though. I believe everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And he had to suck because that job had to open up for Ben Johnson. It was perfect timing. So but the Bears in that conversation were referenced as like a team that supports the quarterback or supports their players, like basically an organization that has its shit together. And I was just like, this is wild. Again, Bears quarterback on a podcast talking about like the Bears supported him well and like that they run things well. And it's just different, man. We're used to being, pissed off at the Bears. They're a mom and pop organization. They don't do things to win, this, and that. And it feels like in the last 2 years, they've made a lot of decisions that, don't align with what they used to do. But I guess that also kind of leads into what we're talking about today, because Indiana, the Indiana Bears, the Hammond Bears. First of all, it's going to be the Chicago Bears. I want to make that clear. People are being a little bit weird about the name. I don't know why it would change. It's still the Chicagoland area. But, I have my own opinions. I'd love to know what you think about all of this. And then who do you think is like to blame at most for all of this blunder between Arlington Heights or rebuilding in the city, staying in the state of Illinois in general, and then where it's gotten now?
Yeah, so it's a complicated situation. I mean, I get the strong sense that, a lot of Bears fans want the Bears to stay in Illinois. I mean, it's not the end of the world if they're in Northwest Indiana. I mean,
You sure? Look at my mentions.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've always been in preference. Like, I think Arlington Heights is the way to go. I think it's, the closest to, a majority of your fan base while still having the space and owning the land and having the amenities that, you need to have for a world-class stadium. But I mean, if the Indiana government is willing to to play hardball, well, not hardball, but to give the Bears what they want, because I don't know, I feel like the state of Illinois hasn't really been cooperating accordingly with the Bears. I'm no government or political expert, but it feels like the Bears' demands are pretty cut and dry. Like, hey, we need support on the surrounding infrastructure. Uh, that's par for the course. That's what's happened with a lot of like the recent stadiums that have been built around the NFL, and Illinois is just not willing to do it. So I think it's definitely it's tough to cooperate because it takes two to tango, and when one isn't really willing to budge, then it's like, all right, we'll just move to an entirely different state. So we'll see if this is just entirely a leverage ploy. I mean, there's a chance that it is. We'll never know until they start. You know, we'll never know until the Bears
Shoveling
actually
ground.
announce it and they, sign it themselves. So we'll uh, we'll see. Uh, I'm trying not to get my opinions too riled up one way or the other, but
Right.
I think that it's it coming from the Bears' perspective, you're negotiating with a side that isn't really willing to budge, but they also realize they don't have a lot they don't have a lot of leverage necessarily. Where the way I look at it is, if you know, and again, I this is very just apolitical that I'm saying this, but I think if Pritzker does want to run for president, that's not a good look to say the Chicago Bears left the state of Illinois. And I know that sounds like, like what? How does that have to do with anything? But I think,
It does probably have something. I mean, he's thinking about it, or he should.
yeah, I mean, it's
Or he's thinking
something
about
that
donuts instead.
it's something like
My bad.
it's something that would impact impact jobs in the state of Illinois. It impacts the economy. It impacts the reputation of Pritzker within the state of Illinois. So, yeah, again, I don't know if he does want to run for president. I just know people have been speculating maybe he would one day. Uh, but I think that would be a pretty big obstacle to where it's like, all right, how if you do want to run, then and you can't even have support within your own state, then what are your chances on a national level? So I don't know. That's
Yeah,
just yeah, that's just my take on the whole situation. I think it's a leverage. I think it can be more than a leverage play, uh, but it would be a bad look on the state of Illinois if they let the Bears walk.
I think it can be insane. No, like also, I think I'm getting a lot of stuff. Like the Bears, it would be shameful for them to leave. Um, it's not unprecedented, man. The Giants and the Jets both play in New Jersey. Like it's it's not ideal though. It's true. Like the Bears should probably be in Chicago, but it's got to be like Illinois is acting like the Bears are lucky to have them. It's the opposite. It's 100% the opposite. Illinois didn't make the Bears. The Bears made the Bears,
Yeah,
and like they're like Illinois is going to let that cash cow leave, and because they're being assholes. Like I feel like at this point they've pushed it too far. At this point, I would be shocked to not see the Bears go to Illinois or sorry Indiana, because we're talking like it's like hundreds of millions of dollars a year from what I'm hearing, and like you pay hundreds of $1 million a year for tradition? It's terrible business. I mean,
yeah,
and also people are like, well, they're billionaires, shit like that. Listen, they don't have any other businesses. The Bears are all the McCaskies have.
yeah,
So it's not like they could just take a big fat L in the Bears land, and then just walk away to get it back from over here. Like everything that they get is from the Bears. Whether or not you think that they could withstand it is besides the point. You wouldn't do business like that. Why would you expect them to do business like that? I think a lot of people are in their feelings and they're not being objective about it. Also, so I don't know if anybody watching this doesn't know it. Like I'm born and raised in Chicago, or sorry, Chicago. I'm born and raised in Hammond, Indiana. So I, I grew up like 10 minutes away from where they're going to build the stadium, apparently. And I can say this to any Illinois residents that maybe are unaware. It is super easy to get to where they're going to build it. It'll be a South Shore ride. You jump on the South Shore, and you're going to be there in like less than 30 minutes. It's not, people are acting like they're moving so far away. It is not that big of a deal. And if it's better for the franchise, shouldn't you want that as a Bears fan? Like, I don't know, man. I don't care about pissing people off. Like, get out of your feelings. Get out of your fucking feelings. I'm sorry. Like, it's not that serious, man. It's really not. Like the Bears are going to still be super easy to go see play, and it's better for them. Illinois isn't trying at all to keep them. I just don't understand. It's so weird to me. It's almost like they want them to go,
yeah,
or like they're challenging them. Like, yeah, we dare you, as if Indiana's got like a poison pill in their deal or something. Like, I think it's pretty nice. I see it all the time as an Indiana resident on the border. Businesses go from Illinois to Indiana all the time
yeah.
because of this. It's a frequent thing. And I don't know, man. I like you said, I'm not super like I'm not a political guy at all. At all. For the record, I'm independent. Like I'm an independent. Like I frankly hate talking about it because nobody's okay with just agreeing to disagree anymore. But uh, my stance on all of it is just that the Bears have to do what's best for the Bears. It isn't about political this or political that. I can give a shit who's paying for it. I just think the Bears have to do the best business move for the Bears. If we're talking just a few $1,000s, that'd be one thing. We're talking big bucks, billions by the time it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So, Illinois got to try at least a little bit, but at this point, I think now that it's gone pretty far, man. I don't know. It'll be shocking. I'm just curious to see how this all works out, man. I wonder when they can have it up and running, and I mean, stadiums usually take a while to build, so I'm I guess while we're on the topic of the stadium, I want to know, dome or no dome?
Pause. But I think
Oh,
uh Come on. Yeah, there you
Shit.
go. Yeah, there you go.
Good one, man.
I
That's my
mean,
bad.
if it's that, then I got my answer. But uh, but no, I
Sorry,
look.
rules of the road. I thought it was the rules of the road, not the rules of the podcast. But Jay
That's
Silent Bob.
oh Lord. But no, let's see. As I'm trying to recollect my thoughts here.
I've got to ask
I
that on people.
selfishly have a bias towards Bears weather. I love going out in
Okay.
the cold when it's snow and when it's cold outside. Like that's my nostalgia kicking in. But from a business perspective, it does make more sense to play in a dome. Uh, just because you can run year-round events,
Yeah.
like so many opportunities. If you have a dome, you can run, you can have games, you can have the Final Four, you can have the college national championship, you can have the Super Bowl, you can
Oh my
have,
God, the Super Bowl in Hammond, Indiana. I just
that
realized
would be
that could
something.
happen.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You could have WrestleMania. You could have
Dude.
anything.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Okay.
I,
Now I'm
I, I,
sold.
I,
You have to
yeah.
do it just for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'd go to a
Oh my God.
Chicagoland WrestleMania. I don't care how much it costs. Uh,
Dude, you can stay at my mom's house and just, save some money.
yeah, there
Right,
you
like
go.
5 minutes till we get wasted, just walk to my mom's house, dude.
Love it. Uh, but yeah, I mean, like it makes more business sense for a dome, so that's what I think they're gonna do. And realistically, that's what they probably should do. But there's always going to be that part of me, like the emotional attachment to. I just love being out in the cold, wearing like 7 layers, just bundling up, withstanding the elements to watch the Bears play football. So I don't know. That's my take on it. I think they should go with the dome, but there's always going to be that part of me that's always going to love bear weather no matter what.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you 100%. Like, I'm kind of torn on it too, but man, you break it down with all that stuff with the dome. It's like, well, fuck. Selfishly, like, just make it retractable then, but
Yeah.
like, I know that a lot of retractable. So I've heard people say, like, if you do it retractable, they're never going to keep it open for bad weather, but that's in your control, right? So if you're the Bear, I would imagine, like, if you're the Bears, you have control over that. Like,
I mean, I
you make
figure
the
so.
call.
I don't know how that all works, but I'd assume so. Yeah.
Because then, yeah, just embrace it and say, yeah, we're gonna keep it open when we think it's bear weather, but if it's a downpour, we're gonna probably close that shit because Caleb's got to throw the ball. I do like bear weather though because Caleb is not affected by it at all.
Yeah.
He rips it. That pass to beat Green Bay in the regular season at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was insane because I remember the wind was like wild and just he dropped it right in the basket. I agree with you on all those points. I love bear weather, but man, you just said all this. I just can't believe that my hometown might host a Super Bowl someday. It's the
Yeah.
craziest thing in the world. Well, what's up, Celeste? I know that Check's here in the Celeste, I'm sorry. I know that you really, really wanted the Bears to stay in Chicago. I know that you did, and I feel guilty. I don't want to rub it in for anybody that wanted that. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying that, like, don't be mad at the Bears. I don't think they're the person to be mad at in this situation.
No.
I think that it's not even like the state is trying to work with them either. It's been very one-sided, like you said, Jake. So you'd feel better about it if there was any effort at all other than kiss my ass, take it or leave it. Like, okay, well, okay.
It's like, all right, then we'll leave it.
Yeah,
Say
we'll leave
less.
it. Yeah. I mean, because look, I want WrestleMania in my hometown. So keep that attitude up, Illinois. It's gonna result well for me because what I want to see is CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania again in my hometown. But I wanted to segue to that because I wanted to ask you how you feel, because I know you're kind of a WWE fan, to kind of throw a curveball here. I know we got probably tons of Bears fans here, but if you allow me a little change of subject, I'd like to know what you're thinking about CM Punk taking on Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania. How you've been feeling about CM Punk's title reign in general, given that he's the Chicago guy. I don't know if you're big on Punk, but I fucking love him.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my all-time favorites. Like, obviously, I think, growing up in Chicago, there's obviously that touch to it, but I mean, like, I think going like the older I get, the more I go through like the course of his career, like his indie run, his WWE stuff, his AEW stuff. Like, there's like he's such a great talent. Uh, Even still, at this stage of his career. So, uh, I mean, I'm happy he got his flowers. I'm happy he got his world championship. The program with Roman, I think, should be interesting. Because I know they had the triple threat last Mania. Uh, with him and those two, and then you had Seth Rollins in the mix. But I think a one-on-one match could be really interesting. I've seen some of the you know some of the promo build up that they've had, and I mean, I'm intrigued by it. Like, I know Punk can still go. Roman's pretty consistent in the ring, so you know what you're going to be getting. It's going to be a good show. So uh, yeah, I mean, and I'm hardly an expert on, what goes into, any of that, but like at the same time, I have a lot of respect for both those guys, and especially being a Punk fan. I mean, when you mentioned the thought of, okay, what if CM Punk could main event a WrestleMania in the Chicagoland area? Like, that would be that would be pretty sweet.
Dude, like that would be like Punk. I think Punk would cry right there in the middle of the ring because
Yeah.
he's very like he's always like I don't know if you had seen any of the behind the scenes stuff that they've been releasing lately, but they did like a little they on one of the things they did, they showed him before they went out for their match last year in the main event of night one, and the dude was super emotional. Like he wasn't outright crying, but he was like he had the look on his face like
Yeah.
I've never seen that look on his face. He's always very self-assured, very almost like ready for battle or just like ready to kick ass or whatever. But he had a look on his face like, like it was almost overwhelming him. I'm like, whoa, dude. But in a good way, because I know how much it meant to him for that to happen. It's why he
Oh yeah.
left WWE, for 10 years, was he felt like he wasn't getting the respect he deserved. So uh I was at, yeah, I mean, I'm sure you know about him walking out with the title at Money in the Bank
Yeah.
2011.
No, absolutely.
I was at that event.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man, it was amazing. I've also been to 5 WrestleManias,
Oh,
but
jeez. How?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I am. I'm
Dang.
a big fan. Big fan.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so I will say it's a lot more expensive to go now. When TKO bought it, they upped those prices quite considerably. But yeah, 22, 23, 31, 32, and 39 are the ones I went to.
Wow.
Yes. So even at 22, that's when CM Punk rode out as John Cena's henchman. He was like a
Yeah, like the,
gangster.
the Tommy gun thing on the side of the car. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So like I've low key been there for his. I was at Survivor Series when he returned,
Yeah.
like 2 years ago. So like all of the I've been there for like his whole career, like every little step of the way, and so I've got a very big emotional attachment to him. It's so if he main events in the Chicagoland area, dude. Also, I've seen him at the Civic Center in Hammond. You probably don't know what that building is, but like it was a house show way back in the day.
Oh
But
hell yeah. Wait, hold on. I want to check. So which manias you said you went to? I want to try and count and see if I can guess which one the main event was at each one. I want to see if I
okay, I
can.
like that.
I want to see if I can figure that out.
22. I kind of just cheated
Yeah,
again.
it's Cena Triple H.
Yes, that was also it was the first time I feel like Cena got turned on. Up until then, it was a lot of, it was a big love fest. Everyone loved John Cena, and then
Yeah.
but then Chicago's always kind of anti, like you got to earn it, and like that was when they decided he hadn't earned it yet, and we were chanting for Triple H, and we were like, "Fuck you, Cena!" Shout, shout out to my dad. I was like 13. He was like, they were chanting it. I like looked at him and I started doing it, and he was like, he allowed it. He didn't. He allowed it. I was like, "Thank you, Dad."
There you go. That's
But
pretty sweet.
yeah, it was awesome. In the Allstate Arena too, fucking crazy. It was That's the last time it was actually ever in an arena. It's been in a stadium every year since then. But
Yeah.
then 23. So I went the following year. You remember
So
that one?
that was in Detroit.
Yes.
So the actual main event, wasn't that Batista Undertaker? Or no,
second to last.
okay,
That was
Cena
second to
Michaels.
last.
Cena
That
Michaels.
should have been the main event because it was the best match of the night. It was phenomenal. But yeah, it was
So then,
Cena Michaels.
Cena Michaels. Yeah, that makes
I got
sense.
2 straight years of Cena walking out with a tap out victory. So, I mean, I was fine with it back then. But, anyways, yeah. So the next one was 31.
31. Oh, so that was Brock Roman, and then that's when Seth cashed in.
Yes, that was phenomenal, dude. That was so cool.
Geez.
I was actually not that pumped up for the main event. Yeah, I wasn't that pumped up for the main event. I felt like it was a foregone conclusion that Roman was going to win, and then that happened. And yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and it's like, oh shit, like you got a twist coming, you got to swerve. It's like, god damn, dude.
That was my first big vacation as an adult. I was like 23 or something. Like I never had went anywhere like on my own. But then Sting was going to wrestle, and so I had to go because that's why I started watching wrestling when I was 8, and it was Sting coming down, beating up to the NWO. I was like, I got to go to this main event. I got to go to this WrestleMania. And so like, that's actually the event where I decided I'm going to start trying to make this a thing. Like I want to come to this event as much as I can.
Yeah.
So then we went at 32 after that.
So 30. Yeah. That was the Roman Triple H, right? The Dallas one. Yeah.
Solid, dude. Solid. You know your WWE.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Last but not least, it was 39. You should know this one.
30. Okay. Yeah. So that was, that was Cody Roman. That was the Hollywood one, right? 39 was the Hollywood one. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Heartbreaking.
Yeah. I mean, hell of a show. Hell of a show.
It was a phenomenal, awesome show. Awesome show. But like I find that a lot of WrestleManias that I've gone to, like it's always like I haven't always been in a position to just go because I'm loaded, right? Like I have to plan a lot and all this stuff, hopefully loaded one day. It's not there yet. But like so that one was Cody. Like Cody, I thought he was gonna finish the story.
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen. And yeah. Then he finished it the next year. I was gonna try and go, but TKO had bought WrestleMania, and now I realized I had to plan it out even more because it is expensive, my man.
Yeah, it's a pretty penny. I mean, I'm going to the Elimination Chamber next week.
You son of a bitch.
I know.
It's amazing.
Me and my buddies are going to that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Wasn't cheap, but I mean, shoot, it's I'm excited for it, honestly.
I'd love to, if you don't mind me asking, I'd actually like to know how much your tickets were.
Shoot, let's see. So I didn't buy them. My buddy bought them. I'd have to check my Venmo. It was like 200 something, maybe.
That makes sense. Okay. I mean, it's not the worst ever, but like, I mean,
it's also, I know it's also the United Center. It's the first time WWE's had like a live show there in ages. Like I was at,
I was at, United Center.
Yeah, like so, because I've been to 2 AEW shows there. I was at the first Forbidden Door, which was nuts. Sting was there too, so that was one of the reasons that I went too. Is because I was like, okay, I want to see Sting wrestle before he retires, and so I could see all the, because Okada was in New Japan, so I wanted to see, him because it's like, oh, I don't know how often I'll be able to see him, like Ospreay, Tanahashi, all those guys. Then I saw the Collision where it was the first ever Collision, I think, with when CM Punk returned and came out and cut his promo and everything.
Wow. So, damn, man, that's so cool. That's so dope. So that's the only CM Punk moment that I feel like I'm really missing in my arsenal. Like I didn't go to that. I never went to an AEW show either, which is actually like kind of a bummer. I think I have a lot of opinions on their writing, but I don't think it's good for the business for them to exist.
100%.
I don't like tribalism, dude. Like all the IWC is gross. For those who don't know, it's the internet wrestling community.
Yeah.
They're assholes, man. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna be doing a show. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing a wrestling show on this channel every Wednesday with my buddy Fayez that I actually met at WrestleMania 39. He lives in Canada.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So he was he did like a PLE live stream with me a few months ago, and I was like, yeah, we'll team up and do this more often. And by the way, you could always hop on a live stream with us. We're going to be PLE live streaming. Obviously, I know you'll be at Elimination Chamber, but if you want to come on for WrestleMania, that'd be actually pretty cool, dude. So
that would be pretty.
I know you said you watch with the family though, so if you can, but no big deal if you can.
Yeah, no, of course.
But I feel like, where was I going with all of that? I said, who did I pick? Something about, can't remember. I lost my train of thought there.
I know we were talking. It all led into this, having WrestleMania in Chicago and the stadium having a dome and stuff like that. I know that's what we're like the train of thought we were going down, but.
Yeah, my bad, man. We're gonna swing this back around to Bears football, but I had to check your pulse. I had to check your pulse on the wrestling, man, because I always dig talking wrestling with people, especially because I feel like nowadays it's really becoming more and more mainstream. It
Absolutely.
used to be a thing. You talked about it, and people would be like, they'd hate you for it, or they'd make fun of you. And I feel like people are starting to really respect it more, because what those guys do is insane. Like,
yeah, no, 100%.
People that call it fake, I'm just like, dude, fall down right now. Tell me if you like it, and then do it a million times. That's what their life is. Like, they're stuntmen who don't get to do extra takes. Like,
you can't fake gravity. You can't fake gravity. Like, that's yeah.
Like, sure, they're not hitting each other in the face with haymakers. The matches would be no fun if that was what they were doing. Like, it's a really, I don't know. I love it, man. I love the art form of it. I hope that the 100%. Podcast can become something someday, because I'd love to go to one of those like press conferences that they hold afterwards or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, because I was saying the IWC and tribalism. That's where I was saying is like that. Yeah. Hating. There's a lot of negativity in the wrestling space. There doesn't need to be. Sports is one thing, because sports, that's real competition. And so like it's a lot easier to hate something because you want your team to win and it's a real competition. But like, wrestling is literally just entertainment. People take it very, very seriously. And it's like, I'm just here to be entertained, bro. Like, it ain't that deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like the more options that are out there, it really, it's good for the industry. It's good for the fan base. It's good for everybody. I feel like you can't lose. There's more competition. It lights a fire under everybody. And, the more companies are doing well, the more people can get money, the more people can get paid off of it. The more options you have. It's like, it's like ice cream, like there are a ton of different flavors, some aren't for everybody, but, someone out there is going to love it. And I think that's such a great thing about the current wrestling landscape right now is there's so many different great companies, doing work that, a lot of people, can consume really.
Yeah.
And it's, it's special to see whether it's, and yeah, even on the indies too, like I see, a lot of great, like here in the Chicago area, a ton of great promotions. Did you do you know about what I've got coming up in a couple weeks?
No, tell me.
Because I had tweeted this out. I had to switch out my pins for my for my job and stuff, but I'm wrestling.
What?
Yeah, dude.
You're lying, dude. What? You're actually gonna do a match?
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a hook here. You're gonna get like jumped before and not actually wrestle, or what?
No, swear to God.
Like, have you been training?
Yeah, dude, for months, for a while now. Yeah.
No fucking way.
Swear to God. Swear to God. So the show that I'm debuting on is sold out, unfortunately. But dude. Yeah.
That's nuts, bro. You're gonna dude. You already got a fucking huge following. Like, you're gonna be great. Like, you already got a huge head start on all those guys that are trying to start off in the industry, because you've got, 70K Twitter followers. Like, that's huge for you. Like, people will pay attention and buy your tickets and everything. That's gonna get you booked. You're gonna be great, dude. super excited for you.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I mean, I still have so much more to learn and so much more to grow and everything, but like uh, yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun, and there definitely is that aspect of like I built a platform for myself, like outside of like doing football and stuff like that. So there's I'm hoping there can be some crossover, but that at the
Yeah.
same time, like I don't want to be I don't know. I want to make sure I word it carefully. Like I'm going by a different name just because like I don't want it to be like, oh, special attraction sort of influencer sort of deal. Like
No,
I
no,
no disrespect to the
respect to the
like
industry.
yeah.
You want to
No,
pay your
yeah.
dues.
I want to pay my dues 100%.
Yes, I get it.
So
So
yeah.
I definitely understand like the industry. Like I'm enough of a mark to understand all of this stuff. Like in the wrestling industry, it's definitely frowned upon if you came in there like I'm Jacob Infante. Like I'm kind of bigger than you guys. No, dude, you gotta start like at the bottom and work your
Yeah.
way up naturally. So I love that. I mean, I made my comments like as an outsider looking in. Obviously, I'm excited for you, and I feel like that'll help push your
Yeah.
if you could sell tickets. And I think people, like you said, your show is sold out. But who are
Yeah.
you wrestling for?
So the company's Ego Pro Chicago is what I'm going to be wrestling for. So that's the show is at the Hollywood Casino in Joliet. I mean the tickets are sold out now, but it's the doors at 6 p.m. The show starts at 7. I'll be in a battle royal. It's my very first match.
Okay,
So I don't
I'm
know everyone
jealous.
who's yeah
I'm
I don't
so
know.
jealous of you. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know everyone who's going to be in it yet, but we'll see. I might have to throw some elbows and toss people over the top rope. We'll see.
Okay, man, dude. So I'm not. So I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll keep it real. I almost did go to training school. So the only reason I didn't go to wrestling school is because I don't know how I would have paid my bill. Like, Rollins' wrestling school is like 10 minutes from where I live.
Oh yeah, because in like the Quad Cities over there, yeah.
Yeah. I walked in and I walked into it one time. Like when I first seen it, I was in uniform on lunch, and I was like driving back to base, and I passed it, and I was like cut over, and just immediately like walked up. You could see the ring inside and everything, and I was like, "Are you really gonna walk in?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna walk in." And so I walked in, and there's two guys in the ring, and there's people sitting around the ring, and everyone was like watching them. And I walked in full uniform like a jackass, and everyone's had you walk in, they all look at me. I'm just like, oh fuck. They're like, can we help you? I was like, just come in to check it out. There's open ring on Saturdays. But right now we're having a class. I was like, no problem. Just walked out like super embarrassed. But I thought about it. I wanted to do it. My dad will hear this and tell me I'm crazy again. He told me I was nuts for even considering it. Because I'm old. I'm not old. All right. Age is just a number.
Yeah.
But
to an extent, within the legal limit.
Yes. Okay. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
What I meant is that I'm athletic and I'm still capable. Okay. I got out of the army. I'm with my full range of abilities intact, so I could do it. My other thing is that I feel like to be involved in the industry, you usually have to go to wrestling school, even if you do something else ultimately. Like a lot of the referees and stuff, they're just indie wrestlers that transition to be a referee, so I would like to be a manager, if I'm being honest with you. So we might have to have a conversation, Mr. Infante.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
I could use a mouthpiece.
I don't know if you need me. What I'm saying is I can add something though.
There you
go. Could talk. You could talk. Yeah, you don't need me, but man, I would love nothing more than to be a heel manager, and I've watched it long enough to know every trick in the book. Dude, okay, I'm gonna stop nerding out here. I gotta bring myself back down. I'm hosting a show right now.
No, you're good.
Awesome though, man. I really wish you the best of luck in all of that, and I'm definitely going to be following along and this channel will mark out for you, bro. So
Oh yeah.
consider Professionally Profane your biggest YouTube channel, fan account, whatever.
I
But
appreciate that. Thank you.
of course, we're standing for you, man. So to wind this back to Chicago Bears football, though, because I know that there's a lot of folks in here who joined and they've been patient. Everyone stayed, but
Yeah.
we'll come back and we'll talk more Bears football. So from this past season, I know obviously, a lot of players made strides. Some players disappointed. I'd like to know who was your biggest surprise from last season and who was your biggest disappointment.
Yeah, so the biggest surprise I'd probably say is Nahshon Wright. I think that his rise, relatively came out of nowhere. I mean, there were rumblings going into camp that like, oh, maybe, he's looking pretty good. Maybe he can push Tyreek Stevenson for some time. I mean, especially once Terrell Smith got hurt, then Zay Frazier had his personal issue, the issue that was going on. And, then Wright started climbing up the depth chart accordingly. And his interceptions, his ability to generate turnovers played a big role in the Bears winning some of those close games. I mean, that's all there is to say about it. Like, I think, the down by down consistency wasn't quite there. But the big playability it's rare. It was rare to have a season, as productive as what Nahshon had, and that's what earned him the Pro Bowl invitation. So honestly, like I think that he was really impressive. As far as disappointment goes, I guess Grady Jarrett.
We same wavelength because I think for me it was Andrew Billings.
Yeah, that's another one I was thinking about. This is definitely along that defensive line where they made additions and it's not, it just didn't pan out. Like none of them did.
No, Dexter too. I mean, for that matter, I know that his sack numbers are good compared. Like some of his numbers look fine, but like
yeah,
it's the impact though. When you watch it every play, it's not always about the numbers, right? It's the eye test, and you're watching that D line get dominated. Like I think they said that their win-loss, like their win-loss percentage on like the pass rushes was like less than 10% on the defensive line or something like that. Like they won less than 10% of the time.
Yeah,
which is like bad.
I mean, yeah, that sounds about right. Like I think, looking at that defensive line, I mean, Dexter, he's somebody who can get to the quarterback. The pressures are solid. Like he's solid at pressuring the quarterback. He's a liability against the run though. And I think that's a big issue where it's like, all right, do you want to pay a guy big money? Cause he's probably going to get a good amount of money because he's young, he's athletic. He can get sacks, but the pressure doesn't necessarily pan out with the sacks every single time. The run stopping ability isn't all that great. Is that someone you want to extend in 2027? I don't know. There's still, he's still got another full season to work with, but yeah, I'm with you. Billings was a non-factor this year. I think
he was
Jarrett,
awful. I think his grades were so bad.
Yeah. No, he was consistently like near the bottom by like every metric. Any grading scale, PFSN, the one, for my site, PFF as well, both graded very low. Jarrett, I had a little bit of hope for. I mean, I know the fact that he was, he's older for a defensive tackle at this stage of his career. And, last year as well, when he got signed, he was coming off of a down year. I was like, I can talk myself into it. If they have a decent enough rotation and they can keep him fresh, then maybe he can bounce back. But I should have known that they're putting their eggs in the basket of a regressing player who's, past 30. I mean, the history is not super kind to those sort of profiles. So
no,
so I don't know. I mean,
not.
I think with him and Dio, I mean, I was pretty underwhelmed. I can't say Dio was a disappointment. I didn't think that was a good signing to begin with, but
no.
But yeah, Jarrett was one I was like, okay, initially I had a little bit of hope for, and then just
he talked a good game. He talked a great game.
Yeah. Yeah,
Big dub in the press conference, but unfortunately, that doesn't result in anything on the field. So,
yeah,
um,
unfortunately.
yeah, I don't know. I don't. It's tough because there's a lot of times last year, man, where it felt like we couldn't stop anything, like at
Yeah,
times, and it was frustrating. Like if the offense went 3 and out twice to start the game, normally it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay, it's a big deal because they did that all season a lot. The Bears offense typically was getting off to a slow start, and that's why we kept having to do the cardiac Bears routine because our defense couldn't stop anybody, man. That's
yeah,
why it was actually crazy that we came back against Green Bay in the playoffs. Um, they were tearing us up. It's amazing that we were able to get stops. Frankly, they played pretty
genuinely.
good against the Rams too. Like, but I can't take that as anything other than kind of like the season's long of evidence says that our defense needs work. What about Tremaine?
100%.
What about Tremaine Edmonds? You getting rid of him?
I'd lean towards it. Yeah. I mean, it's difficult because I mean, then that becomes another position that you have to fill. But honestly, I'd be fine with letting go of Edmonds, re-signing DeMarco Jackson, drafting a guy to compete for playing time. I mean, that's a position where I think you can overcome that if you have, a linebacker who's not necessarily elite, like making high level money. Uh,
Mhm.
I think it's more imperative, like from a pure value perspective, to have a better defensive line than a better linebacker group.
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree with
and
that.
I think that Edmonds had a really good start to 2025, but then he got hurt, and then when he came back, he wasn't great. And then he had 2 seasons of disappointing play. Quite frankly, at least compared to what he was making in Chicago.
Right.
Uh, so I don't know. I'd lean probably yes. I think he can still get a good amount of money on the open market if he does get cut because he's a solid player. He's not bad. It's just
Right.
he's not worth the money that he's making right now, and he's you know the Bears have other needs. They have other priorities, and they need to spend elsewhere. So I think it makes more sense to use that the $15 million that you free up releasing Edmonds, I think it makes more sense to allocate that towards the defensive line, honestly.
100%, man. And yeah, I just feel like they really they need to be careful about where they spend too, because Caleb's contract only has, he's got 3 more years, right, on his rookie deal. But usually extend him a couple, they'll probably extend him after next season, I would imagine. But that
Yeah.
won't that still doesn't take effect though until after the 5th year option, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So I know that's three years away, but you still need to start being cognizant of like where you're spending your money. And that's one thing that Ryan Poles has been good at. Like he has kind of spent at times, but he's always been good about not going too far. He's not Ryan Pace us. So um we're getting down to this like very interesting time for the Chicago Bears where we have to really figure out who's priority, because once Caleb gets that deal, man, it's going to change everything. So
100%.
I'm very, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. Poles has been kind of a great salary cap manager while not having to pay a quarterback. Is he going to be able to once he does that? Because then it's really a whole different skill, a whole different strategy of how go after talent. So, and that's
Yeah.
going to make the draft even more important. So, uh, you know,
100%.
generational draft for Ryan Poles last year, which is hilarious because a lot of people hated it. So many people hated it afterwards.
Yeah.
I think Kyle Monangai even like, I gotta be honest, that was the one thing for me after the draft. I was like, I would have went running back higher. I was at the draft, but like, on day 2 when they didn't take a running back, I was pretty surprised, a little disappointed.
Yeah.
But then Kyle Monangai was a revelation. He's some people's highest graded rookie running back. I don't always know what goes into all of those grades, but he looked good when he got more time. I think he needed more carries, if I'm being honest, but Swift was good too.
Yeah.
So I really think the Bears have a really solid base there. I think this year you got to go major, like heavy on defense, right?
No, definitely. I mean, I think it starts in the trenches. That's that should be the priority at this stage is defensive tackle, defensive end. I think especially up the middle. Uh if you can get pressure up the middle, it opens up so many opportunities for your edge rushers. And I think that that's something they've been lacking pretty consistently at this stage. And stopping the run too. It makes a world of difference to have guys who can pick up double teams, guys who can, sack and shed blocks. Uh, and then,
Yeah,
the edge rusher I think would be important. And then outside of that, I'd still focus defense. I mean, safety. You've got Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker both expiring contracts. I mean, maybe you extend both. I think you're going to extend one of them, and then probably another one's going to leave in free agency, and then you have to figure out what to do with that other spot from there. But like that, it's still something I anticipate they're going to have to make some sort of move at safety. Linebacker, like I said, if Edmonds goes, you're going to need a replacement. So I think if you can have a draft on defense similar to what Poles had on offense this go
dude.
around, you're set. And I know
Yes,
that's easier said than done because Poles set the bar really high. I mean, and he also had multiple second round picks to work with, but still, like I think if you can get two impact players in those first two rounds on defense and then get a gem on day three, maybe like you're cooking with something.
absolutely, man, absolutely. Because and you've already got a quarterback who you feel like can win you the game in the fourth quarter too. Like if it's just close. So we get but what I'd like to see from the Bears more than anything in next year, other than the defensive improvement, is to start Ben Johnsoning teams, and by that I mean start kicking the shit out of some of these teams. The
Yeah.
cardiac Bears thing is cool and all, but Ben Johnson says he wants to kick the shit out of these teams. That's what Caleb just told Max Crosby. He likes Ben because Ben wants to beat the shit out of the other team.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's start doing it. I'd love to see that. We got a couple of games like that, but I think some more convincing victories that would be go a long way for our confidence, and then also just kind of signal like, hey, like this is this. I feel like we have the makings of a team that could be dynasty like. I know I'm using that word. I probably shouldn't. We haven't done shit yet, but we have the ingredients. We got a young coach. We've got a young quarterback that looks like a star that is, turned in one of the most clutch seasons of all time, objectively.
Yeah.
You've got all the ingredients, and also I feel like when you have a great team in Chicago, I feel like it's different, man. I feel like we can give our team more of a boost than maybe other fan bases can. There's other teams with similar fan bases like Philly or something, but like when the Bears are good, man, it's palpable. It's
100%.
palpable. And we get behind our team and it's like I feel like we inject confidence straight into their veins. But we have to see it, We're not a fan base that just like goes crazy if they suck, right? Like then we get mad because we care.
Yeah. It is what
But
it is. That's part of being a Bears fan, I guess, or a Chicago sports fan in general.
yeah, I mean, yeah, or being a player. Like, look, it's high pressure. We put a lot of pressure on them, but if you win here, you're made. You're
Yeah,
made. You're God basically.
literally.
So yeah, I mean, so Caleb's already well on his way to getting a statue in this city. Like, I don't think it'll take much, to be honest with you. If he wins one Super Bowl with the way he's playing, you could
that'll
probably
be it. That'll be
schedule that
it.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's already the best Bears quarterback ever in my mind. Like, I don't know. I've never seen a Bears quarterback do what he does. Like, the eye test tells me he's better than anyone I've seen throw a football for the Bears. So
I mean
I know
he's the
that's
most talented for sure. I'm with you
yeah,
100%
that's
on that.
probably a better way to say. Like, he's not the most accomplished yet.
Yet,
Yet. I just think it's inevitable.
I think he will be. I think he will be.
Yeah, I do talk a lot and like like I just feel like it's gonna happen. I've never felt this confident in the Bears before. I gotta be honest. So I hope they don't just regress and completely like I'll be so broken if somehow that happens. Where's some wood at? Knock on it.
Yeah.
It's knocked on.
Nice.
Just,
Oh, shoot.
my
I
bad.
mean, I'm glad you're having fun, but God.
Oh man, my bad. I don't want to. Don't wish to offend. You know, I like to wine and dine a person before I
Yeah, of
make
course.
my moves.
I appreciate that. You're a gentleman.
But I do try. I do try.
Yeah.
But so you know, I think that pretty much covers everything, man. Like, do you have any general thoughts on the off season? Any, you know, I never asked you anything about the draft. Really, do you have any favorite players?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of them I'd say defensive line, like I said, with I mean, it lines up well with what the Bears need. I think that just so happens to be the strength of this draft class, like the defensive
Really?
tackles. I love, yeah,
Give me
I
some
think,
names.
yeah. So I'll pull up in order just to make sure I'm getting them right. But so Peter Woods out of Clemson's my top guy right now.
Okay.
I have him in the top 15 of my board. So I don't think he should be there at 25, but I've seen some mock drafts where he falls a little bit, some big boards where he falls a little bit. That's my dream scenario. If he's there, I'd love it. Uh Caden McDonald out of Ohio State is a tremendous run defender. He's, like 325, massive individual,
Oh
smart,
shit.
physical against the run. He's got a lot of upside as a pass rusher still to develop. Caleb Banks from Florida, uh, size, quickness, strength. I think the technique needs a little bit of an improvement, and he missed a lot of time this year with a foot injury, but he came back, looked really good at the Senior Bowl. So very high ceiling with him.
Cool.
Kristen Miller out of Georgia is somebody as well that I really like.
You
Again, I
say
was like
Christian?
Kristen. So like Chris, Ten at the end of it, Miller.
Okay, kind of. That's a chick's name, but I'll ride with it.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's girl's name aside, he's a very good,
He doesn't
very
play like a girl.
no, yeah. Well, he's a very good run defender. And that's how Georgia used him a lot. He's kind of unproven as a pass rusher, but on a small sample size, it's really encouraging. And then Lee Hunter from Texas Tech, big dude, freak athlete.
Lee
Uh,
Hunter, that's a fucking man's name, dude. He
yeah,
wins the name-alytics.
yeah. I mean, he's like, if you can watch, like, even like I think his highlights are the most intriguing of any defensive tackle in this class.
Really?
It's
Okay.
the down by down consistency you want to see a little bit more of, but you see a dude who's 330 pounds who runs as fast as he does, like he's a freak. He's a
Okay.
freak for sure.
Love
So
that.
any of those five guys, I'd be super happy with in the first round.
Hell yeah. I love that, dude. And so all those dudes, defensive tackles.
All of them are
That's
defensive
amazing.
tackles.
Man, all first round fucking talents too. That's great to hear. Because you gotta imagine that. I mean, Ryan Poles and his crew are gonna like at least a couple of them. You'd hope.
Yeah.
So and that makes me feel better about, like, not as much anxiety about all of them being off the board before the Bears pick. So that's good. That's good, man. We could really use a D tackle, and not that we do need an edge, but I feel like that isn't quite as big of a need as defensive tackle. I'm also very curious to see what Austin Booker can do next year. I feel like he started to come on as the year progressed,
Yeah.
especially at pass deflections. That dude's got a nose for that. He
100%.
had a lot of those at the end of the year. So I know a lot of people were saying, like, we're making Max Crosby comparisons with him if he were to realize his full potential. So, would love to see that happen if we can't actually get Max Crosby. But I'm also not I don't ever expect Max Crosby, but I'll take solid starter out, replacing Odiengbo. I think that's how you say it, right? I'm butchering
Something
names.
like that. Dio. I've been saying Dio Odeyingbo. It was potato.
Yeah, right. I know. I do all the bull, Chicago Bull stuff, and there's a lot of interesting names because there's a lot of international players that play in the NBA, and I'm
Oh yeah.
brutally saying these names. It's okay. And even if they're white dudes from America, I was like Kevin Huerter. It's Kevin Herter. Like it's just Kevin Herter. I did that for like a full year before someone corrected me. I'm like, motherfucker.
It's like, hey, you couldn't have said something to me earlier. Like, thanks, guys.
Right. Yeah, it's okay. They're leaving the kick me sign up on the back for a little while. So
yeah,
builds
builds character.
All right, man. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right, kids. Hazing builds character. So
exactly.
Stop being soft. But man, this was good. This is good, Jake. I'm we're reaching about out here. I don't want to take up too much of your night, man. I think I'm gonna let you go, but I could have stayed here and talked forever, dude. It's a lot of fun talking to you. I appreciate you coming on with me.
Yeah, no, of course.
We'll have to do this again. I know that you're a busy man, but especially to talk about your debut. If you ever need to advertise or want to advertise, dude, if you want to use this channel to do it, you let me know. I've got you.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
No problem. I'm super excited and jealous, but excited mostly. I'm gonna do it one day, dude. I don't care. I have to wrestle a match before I die. Like,
I mean, shoot. Yeah, like I know we got. I've trained with people who are like in their 30s, just getting started. Like it's not too late, and especially you got the military background. I mean, come on, that's that helps athletically, and that'd be a gimmick if you want to go down that route, you could, but
probably not. I like it being there, but like I always thought it was kind of corny. Like John, there's only so many John Cena's, right? And I've always felt like I'm not delusional. I'm never going to be anyone's top guy. I'm 5'7", right? Like I gotta be a little bit realistic here, and I'm not a high flyer, so that's like I would be a technical guy if I was going to wrestle. I'd be like a mat-based like Daniel Bryan type. But with that being said, I always seen myself as like I'd want to be a heel, even though I think a lot of people who would think I would want to be a baby face because I'm super nice, but no, man, I want to get in character and talk shit to people. Like, it's gotta be a lot. It's fun. It's acting. I don't know. And like you said, someone told me that about MMA one time because I was thinking about trying my hand at that, when I was in college. And this guy that was actually in it was trying to convince me. He's like, if you're an athlete, you pick up stuff fast. And I feel like that kind of applies to wrestling. If you have athleticism, that definitely cuts down on some of the, learning curve than if you're really awkward and you never played sports or anything like that.
100%.
So man, babyface or heel?
We'll see. I can't comment on that just yet. We're
okay. Surprise. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a surprise for
that's good.
For the lovely folks at the Hollywood Casino on March 6th. There you go. Look at me.
Totally gonna be a heel, dude. My guess. My guess. I feel like we'll see, but that's my guess. But, all right, man. Jake, pleasure, man. Appreciate you, everybody. If you guys haven't checked out Jacob's content, definitely check it out on the Windy City Gridiron or PFSN. His Patreon's awesome. Make sure, especially if you're going to be talking drafts with people and you're not fully equipped, you can be like me. Use that guide that he's got on his Patreon for his Patreon members. But until next time, my friend, it is a pleasure. Thank you.
No, absolutely. I mean, like I said, always a pleasure to be on the show. So I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Dude. We started with you, and someday when if we ever end, it'll have to end with you.
Yeah.
So you contractually obligated.
Yeah. Yeah. This is my verbal agreement right here. So there you go.
Thanks, man. But all right, everybody. Thank you. We got 955 people in here, which is fucking crazy. Thank you, everybody, for joining. It's the power of Jacob Infante, everybody. But I appreciate everybody who tuned in. If you are on X, dude, and you liked the show, anything that we talked about, this channel is going to be primarily Chicago Bears and WWE moving forward with my old partner, Davey, in school. He's pursuing his master's degree, trying to be the best that he can be. And so never going to fault him for that, but I wanted to try and restart the channel, keep it going. So, follow the show at Profane Pod on X or at Profane Pod on YouTube, Professionally Profane. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you're here on the video. And until next time, my friends, I am Philip Charles VanDerHeyden IV, aka PCV IV. That's Jacob Infante, aka the future biggest heel in wrestling. MJF, you're fucked, dude. Everybody have a good night.